Okay, I'm going to try one more time to get my Childish Gambino This Is America reaction video out there to the masses. There's been a lot going on behind the scenes in the past 24 to 48 hours. First, what happened is people who own the music in the song did a manual copyright claim on my video, which means that I was not able to monetize it. I appealed that. At this point, my video did not get blocked. All that it said was, if there's any money to be made, that I may not get it when they decide whether or not their claim is still valid after 30 days, whether they say my appeal makes sense or not. So I'm waiting on that. And then I get another email that says that they came back a second time and blocked my video in 240 countries. I did not know that there were so many countries on planet Earth, but I digress. So that's where we are right now. The video's been blocked. What I'm going to do is edit my video in a way that there is no music and there is no motion picture. All you're going to see is a video jump to a still shot where I'm reacting to what's happening. I think that'd be the best way going forward. It'd be hilarious if they try to claim me for still shots of the video with no music or motion picture. So I don't want to talk too much more. Let's get into the new video. And without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today I'm going to give you a reaction to Childish Gambino, aka Donald Glover's new music video, This Is America. This has been all over the internet. This has really been big. I was not going to do a reaction to this at first because, to be honest with you, I've seen it a few times, and the first few times I saw it, I had no idea what was going on. I mean, I take that back. I had a general idea what was going on, but I didn't really know what the overall message was until I asked the real brains of the operation over here in ABL Studios, and she told me what was going on in a very clear and succinct way, and that just opened my mind up to the whole video. So now I'm gonna do a reaction to this. I'll stop it at key points. Obviously on YouTube, you cannot play the entire thing through because you will get a copyright claim or whatever, so we don't want that. I'll stop it at key points to give you my 2 cents. So without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it. Now, first, before we even get anywhere else, people are saying that my man right here, I guess you can see him right here, they're saying that's Trayvon Martin's father. It's not his father. That's an artist, I think, that is in Los Angeles, but that is not Trayvon Martin's father. So let's just get that clear straight from the beginning. And obviously, right over here, you have Childish Gambino, aka Donald Glover, with the shirt off in the background. But let's keep going. Now, I don't know what's going on with man's face right here. I don't know, what's happening there with his face. Yeah, the dance moves and the shirt off and the necklaces. I don't really know what's happening there, why he has that going on. But we'll get into more important things, I suppose, as the video goes on. Now, as far as this scene right here, I don't know why he is posing like this. Some have said that this is like from the minstrel show days. He's like a caricature of what a black person was supposed to be, the blackface stuff. Some say it's satanic or what have you. Notice that my man right here that had a guitar did not have the guitar when Childish Gambino came back to him and shot him, and he had a bag over his head. The brains of the operation told me that the bag represents incarceration, and I think that makes sense. I think his hands are also tied up. Childish Gambino has on these interesting looking pants. Some have said that those have come from like the Confederate generals. I really don't know why he would do that, and I think that if he wanted to make that statement, he'd make it in a stronger way. But let's keep going. And one recurring thing throughout the actual video is the kids. You're going to see the kids a lot dancing and stuff. And also pay attention to the background, what's going on. Of course, I will stop it throughout to let you know what's happening in the background if you're not quite understanding. Now, one thing you see right here in this shot, you see a bunch of cars. You can see the mouse cursor on the actual footage here. You can see a bunch of old cars, American cars, and people like dancing on top of them, spraying money and stuff like that. I think that kind of speaks to maybe the Baltimore riots, where you have carnage happening, but yet it's like a party at the same time. You got my man Donald Glover in the front dancing, the kids dancing right behind him, and I guess they kind of like following his lead. Now, this scene right here, people are really kind of confused about. I'm seeing all types of things. They're saying that represents Dylan Roof. You know, obviously with the Charleston, South Carolina church shooting, very unfortunate situation where Dylan Roof, white supremacist, killed, I think, 8 or 9 church members in the black church, and he did it for racial reasons. Some said that this represents that, and you see the weapon. This is supposed to be a so-called assault weapon that he's using to kill them. And I think I saw the DJ on Hot 90, not Hot 97, Power 105, the Breakfast Club, Charlamagne the God. He said that it should have been a white person right there doing the shooting rather than Childish Gambino. But I think the message that I'll get to later eliminates that as a possibility, because it's not even really about him supposed to be white or not. Now, that right there where he was like, I'm so pretty, all that. Let me see if I can rewind it a little bit. Now, this part right here where he's like, I'm so pretty, I think this speaks to vanity in the black community. I'm going to get into it now. I was trying to hold off on it until a little bit later, but I'm going to get into it now. This is really speaking to the black community. This is a mirror that he is holding up to show us what's really going on with ourselves. You got pure pandemonium happening in the background. You got what appears to be a fire over there on the left-hand side of the actual screen. But all the while, you got kids dancing, he's like being real vain. It's like the things that are happening in the background don't even really affect them. And I think that is one of the key points here, but we'll get into more about how he conveys that point as we continue on throughout the video. Now, up here, these kids have cell phones. So, you know, this could be considered a tool, and they could also be talking about prison culture, but I doubt that. You know, I think they're talking about the cell phones, you know, and they got on masks at the same time. So I think this is definitely reference to the riots. You want to capture the events on your cell phone, and that's how you're engaged in it with your mask on and everything else. Now, you see right here, right over on the left-hand side of the screen, right where my finger is pointing to, you see the pale horse. This is a biblical reference that represents the end of times, the apocalypse. Meanwhile, you got the police car right there. You got other old cars. I think that's like a burnt out car right there. Well, you can't see that. It's kind of cropped out, but you will see it once I start to play it. Past the horse is like a burnt out car, and also is like a police car right there, right behind them. And of course, you get the kids still dancing, still grinning, and it's all good. That's pretty much the story of this video here. Now, you got a lot of empty space right here towards the end of the video. This is really where things kind of get difficult to interpret if you want to look further into it. But I think once you have figured out what the video was about, this just goes to further reinforce what's really going on in the video. And here's a man back with the bag over his head. I guess he came back to life. Not really sure what's happening. You got these old American cars still. This looks like it's a Japanese car right here on the right-hand side, like a Kia, Honda, or something like that. But I think the concept of old American cars, maybe like America declining, that could also be part of this video. But you see that the car's messed up. The windshield is being caved in. I didn't even notice that before. I'm just seeing that right now, live recording this video. But he's just dancing and everything is fine. He's over here. You can't see him. It's kind of cropped off. But the guy playing the guitar's over there. Everything is fine. We don't understand that the world is falling down around us. And that is the central point that this video was trying to make, in my humble opinion. Now, here's the end scene here where he's running through this hallway. I'm not really sure what's going on here. It could represent him running away from a society gone mad. Those of us that are left, maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but you be the judge. Let's keep it going and wrap it on up. Like I said from the very beginning, I did not understand this at first, but then when I consulted with the brains of the operation over here in ABL Studios, I was able to understand more of what's happening. And what I also got from our conversation was that most people, the average normie, the average black person in the community, the average white person, the average individual will look at this and see it on the surface level and not look too deeply. They'll look at it as one of two things. They'll look at it as a pro Black Lives Matter message. They'll see the guns and the way they're handled with care. Like when he went and shot the choir, a kid came with a red cloth and carried the gun away. So the message in their mind is, well, guns are treated better than human beings. Some will look at that as, oh, he's trying to attack the Second Amendment by saying that guns are bad. And, you know, he's trying to talk about gun violence in a way that makes it to where people want to take guns away. So you're going to have both sides of the equation looking at it the way they want to look at it. But the way that it was really intended to be, in our opinion, is that this is an indictment of the black community. This is what's going on. We see shootings happen every day in the community. It's black on black. You know, he did not have a white person in there for a particular reason. I'm sure he could have got a white person to play him, just like I did the video about Jonah Lucas. I'm not racist. He had a white guy play his part in the particular video that was supposed to be from his perspective, and then a black guy to play the black perspective. And it was pretty easy to understand what was happening from that point of view, and also the lyrics. It was not so much about the video itself. The video was just guys talking. But in this video, he did a lot of visual representation of what was going on. Not so much about the lyrics. The lyrics were kind of inconsequential, honestly. They're there more as a background to the visual that you see on the screen before you. Okay, so when he shot the choir, it was a symbol of the violence happens in the black community amongst ourselves. We don't really care about it. We'll mourn for a short period of time, move on to the next thing, you know. And some of the scenes you would see a body getting dragged out of the frame. That's how it goes. People get shot. The police come, clean up the body, and it's on to the next. You see that at a funeral. You know, X, Y, and Z person gets shot, killed in a drive-by. After the funeral, they have the repast, the after party for the funeral, so to speak. People are drinking, smoking, and everything is all good again. And to the next time somebody dies, then they go through the same process, have a little party afterwards, and the cycle goes on. That is what happens in the black community. So I think those of us that want to see it the way we want to see it are going to see it like that. But those of us that really are, how the kids say, woke, are going to see it in the way that, in my opinion, it was intended to be seen. So what do you think? Did you enjoy the video? Do you think that it was anti-gun? Do you think it was pro-Black Lives Matter? Do you think that it was an indictment on the black community? Do you think it was an indictment on America about America's declining position in the world? At the end of the day, as I close, I think that it can represent all things to all people, regardless of what side of the political aisle you're on, regardless of what side of the ideological aisle you're on. If you are kind of agnostic towards picking sides or whatever, I think it appeals to everybody in a different way. And one last thing I'll say before I close: Childish Gambino, aka Donald Glover, was on the red carpet somewhere taking pictures, and he was asked about this video and the song. He was asked what the meaning of it is, what's really going on. All he said was that this would be a great song to play on the 4th of July. But whatever your thoughts, your opinions, your comments are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.